This is Cherki.
Oh, lovely again from Cherki. He's onto the ball, Cherki. He hits it into the net.
This is Haaland.
Reinders has got to the edge of the area. Haaland's in the clear and City have scored.
This is Cherki again.
Still Cherki. Scores again.
And this is Haaland again.
Haaland's header. City are in front.
When you think of Manchester City, you usually think of possession, control, maybe Pep scratching his head.
I want to hurt myself. Yeah.
But this is a new look City side, and they have a new deadly duo, Beef Jerky and the Robot. Before, it was Kevin De Bruyne supplying Haaland with through balls, crosses. Now there's someone new. Just like KDB, Cherki is also two-footed. He also has great vision. He also has the ability to both score and create. It's a 1-2 punch. Haaland is the goal machine. Cherki is the creative spark. Put them together and City look way faster and more dangerous. Haaland just keeps doing Haaland-like things. Power, pace, that ruthless finishing. Every week, he's breaking some kind of record. It's like watching an AI player programmed to play football at the highest level in the most efficient way possible. Cherki is the opposite. He brings the flair, 2 good feet, and the kind of joga bonito football you only get from people who used to play on the street. He sees runs early and he feeds Haaland perfectly. This feels like the plan for City's next era. A modern number 9 up top with a free playmaker drifting around him and finding him. Realistically, it's not that new. They used pretty much an exact formula to win the treble in the 2022-2023 season. KDB and Haaland copy-pasted the same goal over and over again that season. It was like watching 2 robots programmed to score goals in the most efficient way possible. Seriously, I saw them score the exact same type of goal every single week. It's a shame KDB got injured. I would have loved to see this duo play way more often. Now, Cherki isn't quite Kevin De Bruyne yet, but he's magical on his own, and his presence has really elevated the entire team. But the real question is, how much can this duo achieve together? When Haaland joined Manchester City, everyone expected big things, and somehow he's been even better. The man is built like a tank, but moves like a sports car. A real-life Viking. Tall, fast, strong, and scary quick for someone that size. Add in his unreal instincts around goal, and you've got the perfect striker. I mean, this guy is easily playing like the best player in the world. He started the season on fire. Opening day, he got a nice cheeky brace against Wolves.
Lewis into the area, and Haaland scores! Brilliant!
And since then, he's just kept scoring. He dunked on Manchester United.
Penalty area! City 2, United 0. Erling Haaland.
He scored against his former club.
Who's ball in? Haaland, 2 goals.
He's already leading the charts again, bagging goals every week. Premier League, Champions League, it doesn't matter. That kind of consistency is priceless for City. What makes Haaland so special now is how complete his game is. It's not just the goals, though once again, his stats are ridiculous. I mean, whenever you see your individual statistics get anywhere near Messi and Ronaldo, and sometimes even surpass them, that's when you know you are playing at a freakish level. But like I said, it's not just the stats that make him special. We know how good his numbers are. It's how he moves, how he times his runs. We're talking about a guy who's only been offside 18 times. And the fact that he knew that number shows you just how much he's focused on being good in behind defenders. Add in the fact that this guy's clinical with both feet and his head, and it's game over for the opponent. If he gets behind you, you're cooked. If you park the bus, he'll still find a way. This is why he became the fastest player ever to reach 50 Champions League goals. This is why he's on track to beat pretty much every single Premier League scoring record ever. But what's really changed this year is how much more involved he is in the build-up. Pep's asked him to do more than just finish chances. In his best ever season, which was the 2022-2023 season, Haaland was being fed like a little kid and he just kept eating. Goal after goal after goal. Now though, he's dropping deeper. He's linking up with the play and he's helping create space for others. There were games in previous seasons where Haaland would only touch the ball a few times. There were literally some games where he had almost as many touches on the ball as he had goals. But now he's turning into a complete forward, not just a finisher. He's not just at the end of City's attacks anymore. He's a part of how they start too. Then behind him, you have Cherki. The 22-year-old was brought in from Lyon in the summer of 2025. This is a player who plays with flair and confidence. He's excellent with both feet, the ball sticks to his foot like glue, and he has the vision to pull off passes that most players don't even see. I love watching this guy dribble because he just glides past defenders like it's nothing. And he's one of those players that's always looking to make something happen. You give him the ball and suddenly he's made a chance for you. He's the king of creating something out of nothing. When City signed him, everyone knew what Pep was thinking. Kevin De Bruyne was gone, and City needed a new creative spark. Now, they didn't need a copy of KDB, and frankly, you're never going to find one. But they did need someone who could bring something fresh. And that's what Cherki does. He isn't the same type of player as KDB. He's more of a dribbler, he's more unpredictable, he's got more flair. But he shares that same ability to score and create at the highest level possible. Now, his start at City wasn't the smoothest. He looked great at the Club World Cup, and he looked great against Wolves. But a thigh injury early on meant that he missed a chunk of the season, so it took him longer than usual to settle in. But once he got healthy, you could see it right away. This is a brilliant footballer. In back-to-back games, first against Swansea in the Carabao Cup, then Bournemouth in the Premier League, he completely changed City's attack. At Swansea, he was everywhere. He scored a goal, set one up, he was creating chance after chance. He was easily the most creative player on the pitch. Then came the match against Bournemouth, and this was the game that made people think, wait a minute, is this guy the new Kevin De Bruyne? Cherki played in that number 10 role and linked up with Haaland like they've been teammates for years. Both of his assists came from first-time passes. One was a header, the other a delicate chip. Every time he got on the ball, he looked forward, saw Haaland's run, and went for it early. I know this seems like basics, but you don't have to go back too far to find a lot of examples of Haaland making a run and nobody finding him. The stats back up just how direct Cherki goes when he sees Haaland. 83% of his passes to Haaland this season have turned into chances. It's one of the best link-ups in the league. And these are his stats considering he hasn't played that many minutes because of his injury. But even in these few moments, you can see Pep's plan working. Instead of trying to go around Bournemouth's press, a press that had demolished most teams before City, they went right through the middle, loading the midfield, letting Cherki float between the lines, and giving Haaland space to burst in behind. Iraola even admitted how hard it was to stop City's one-touch football when Foden and Cherki were combining. Then Pep praised Cherki after the game.
The player. This is a special player. It's out of all the managers we wanna make like a chess game. You have to do this, you have to do that, and he's a little free soul. You have to understand it.
This is exactly what City needed. Someone fearless enough to try the unexpected. Because at times, these guys looked way too predictable, way too boring. But when you have a player like Cherki on your team, that's never going to be an issue. Now, of course, he's not perfect. Pep was caught getting frustrated a few times when Cherki held the ball too long or tried a trick instead of a simple pass. But that's a part of who he is. He's a maverick, a dying breed. But City knew that when they signed him. It's a trade-off they're willing to live with. Sometimes he'll lose it, but other times he'll win you games on his own. And we need to see more of that in football. I don't want to have to constantly watch teams score off of long throw-ins and corners. I want to see some magicians on the pitch, some nice football. Of course, naturally, being in that number 10 role for City means you're going to get big comparisons to Kevin De Bruyne. KDB and Haaland had an insane chemistry together. 55 chances created between them in the league. Cherki, of course, is nowhere near that, but he's showing flashes of being able to fill that creative gap. He can turn tight spaces into chances. He sees passes others don't, and he can make things happen out of nowhere. Pep actually talked about this. Cherki is not the finished product, but his talent is so obvious. He's still learning the rhythm of the Premier League. He's still adjusting to his new teammates, a new system. Playing for Pep Guardiola, it's not easy. It usually takes players at least one season to adjust in. Add in the fact that the Premier League is faster and more physical than Ligue 1, and it makes sense why we might not be seeing the very best version of Cherki yet. But that shows you his potential, that he can get even better. If he keeps this up, City have found their next great creator. Someone who can take over the role now that KDB is no longer there. Somebody that can keep Haaland fed and add a bit of chaos to Pep's perfect system. Because even when City were at their best, the Belgian was the only one who made those killer passes for Haaland. Foden started adjusting to it a bit more, but it really was KDB who had the best connection with the Norwegian. Now though, it's Cherki's turn. Of course, it's still early on, but you can see the connection forming. And that's really bad news for pretty much every defender in England. Because the thing is, Haaland is already a handful to deal with. But now you have a player in behind him who's just so unpredictable. Because he's so good with both feet and because he's such a good dribbler, defenders cannot tell which way he'll go. He's so quick in tight spaces and he loves threading passes through these impossible gaps. And that makes life a lot easier for a player like Haaland, because all he has to do is get open. Whether he goes in behind or roams around in the box, Cherki will find him.
Even
I think Cherki coming on scored a fabulous goal. Him and Phil Foden are going to be some good fun in supporting Erling Haaland.
And Cherki is so fearless. He always wants the ball, no matter how many players are around him, no matter the pressure of the situation. This is exactly why Pep has given him a lot of freedom, and that's when he's at his best. What do you know? Pep doesn't make creative players robotic. One of the silliest narratives I've ever heard. People trying to make it out like the greatest manager of all time destroys talent. As if Lionel Messi didn't have his best ever season under Pep Guardiola. As if Kevin De Bruyne wasn't one of the best attacking midfielders ever under Pep Guardiola. He made one guy robotic, Jack Grealish, and that's because Grealish simply wasn't good enough to be a maverick on a team that wins trophies. He's great on a mid-table or lower level club that doesn't have high expectations, but on a better team, he had to play safer. I'm glad I got that off my chest that was bothering me. Now Cherki isn't always in the middle. Sometimes he's out wide linking up with Doku, then other times he's drifting through the middle. Sometimes he's even dropping deeper to pick up the ball and drive forward. That's where he was when he gave that second assist to Haaland against Bournemouth. That movement keeps defenders guessing, and it gives City a whole new rhythm going forward. This is why that connection with Haaland works so well, because Cherki loves finding those killer passes and Haaland lives off of them. When Cherki drops back where he moves around, defenders follow him, and that's when Haaland sneaks into the open space. When Cherki has the ball, you can feel the crowd waiting for that perfect through ball. So when the defenders close him down, Haaland's already gone, and you're never catching him in open space. It's a very simple but deadly partnership, and it's only just getting started. A big reason why this partnership works so well is because of Pep Guardiola. He's always been known for his detailed tactics, the pressing, the passing, the movement. But this season he's made small changes to get the best out of these two. He's still Pep, but now the system feels a bit more flexible and built around the strengths of his best player. Because like I said before, Haaland was the finisher. City would do all their build up and he'd just be there to score. Now Pep wants more from him. He wants him deeper at times. He wants him linking up with the play and even pressing from the front. He's no longer just a poacher waiting in the box anymore. He's helping start attacks too. And again, this makes City more unpredictable. Defenders are not used to Haaland being a part of the build up. Cherki also has the freedom to do what he does best. He's not boxed into one position. He can float around, and that allows him to play those quick 1-2s, link up with Foden on one side, then Doku on the other. And because Haaland is always lurking up front, Cherki can afford to take more risks, because if he finds that killer pass and he just needs one, Haaland is gonna finish it. This version of City feels way more direct and aggressive. They're not just keeping the ball for the sake of keeping possession. They're actually using it to break teams apart. Haaland and Cherki are the key to that shift that we're seeing. We're seeing Pep's famous possession game turn into something sharper and more dangerous. And with these two linking up so well, it's clear that it's a duo that's going to shape City's future. Haaland's goals already made City contenders to win the league again. But now with someone like Cherki having that creativity, they look even more complete. Now you believe in them more to actually be able to cause an upset in the Premier League title race. They can attack in a lot of different ways. They can press high, but they can also counter. And now if anyone tries to play a low block against them, they have multiple tools to break down that back line. That flexibility is huge in a tight title race. Then you have the fact that they have a team that can really do some damage in the Champions League. Against tough European defenses that sit deep and wait to counter, Cherki and Foden will find ways to score. If they don't score themselves, they'll find Haaland. Then if they play a team that wants to press more and leave space behind the back line, Barcelona, Haaland can punish them there. Man, Cherki and Haaland versus that flick high line, it might be a repeat of the 8-2 performance. Haaland's long contract and new captain role shows that he's the face of City for the next decade. And now Cherki's arrival shows that the club is already planning for the long term. They're mixing proven stars with young talent, which is pretty much the perfect balance for the next few years. If Cherki keeps growing under Pep, then this partnership is City's new era. Of course, no system is perfect. As City build more attacks through Haaland and Cherki, the rest of the team needs to adjust. When Cherki pushes forward, others have to cover for him. And when Haaland drops deeper, someone else must get him behind. Pep's challenge is keeping that balance without losing the team's structure, and so far it looks promising. There are other risks to look out for. Cherki, being young and new to the league, will have his ups and downs. You're not going to get a 10 out of 10 from him every single game. Then you have injuries and fatigue. Haaland's powerful style means that he takes hits every game, and now that he's more involved in the build-up, he's going to face more physical strains. Then you have the fact that teams will eventually plan for these two, so expect tighter marking on Haaland and defenders doubling up on Cherki. City are going to need new variations to stay ahead, and that's where the likes of Foden and Doku and Marmoush and Savinho come in. Then you have team balance. With so much focus on attacking, City's midfield and defense needs to stay sharp or they'll get exposed on the counters. I've already seen a few instances where Cherki wasn't pressing the best. If Pep manages all that, then this partnership will take City to another level. One where once again, the trophies will pile up. To see how good this team is outside of this duo, you have to watch this video right here.